What is up, guys? Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, sorry. This audio is probably going to be super wrecked. So I apologize for that in advance. I don't have my earbuds and little mic with me this morning. But I wanted to do this and just kind of get back in the swing of things a little bit. A long week in Vegas, the past couple of, past little bit, and now I'm getting back into the daily routine. I'm going to try to start being, I say this every fucking time I do a live stream, but I'm going to try to start being more consistent, I guess you could say, with the videos and with the content. So yeah, that's what, just wanted to hop on here and just discuss some stuff this morning, man, catch up with y'all, because the streams I have been doing, has been centered around, what PulsePod is doing and with NFTs, and I haven't really had a chance to stream just me and talk with everybody. So if you're just tuning in, please hit the like, share the video. I'm driving, so I didn't really have it real quick, so we could talk a little bit and just get y'all's opinions on, what's been going on, get y'all's opinions on what you thought about PulseCon, Richard Hart's keynote speaking. There's some interesting little things going on, with Pulse Chain. It looks like, they did some pretty big upgrades with the, whole consensus layer and stuff like that. So, it's a pretty big fix, more so than I thought, right, or we thought. But in the grand scheme of things, it's going to pay off in the end. We'll be more secure, we'll be faster, cheaper, and we'll come out without any hiccups, right? That's the main thing. There's going to be a lot of eyes on Pulse Chain and Richard Hart when this thing goes live, because it's gotten so much hate and it's gotten so much FUD and all this other stuff. It ain't going to work. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens when it does launch. Hopefully everything will launch flawlessly. I was hoping we could get out before the ETH merge, right? That would have been ideal. We would have had a little steam, but if hindsight, if you zoom out and just look at the big picture, the ETH merge really isn't doing much but changing the consensus, which is proof of stake, right? From proof of work to proof of stake. It's not changing anything with the fees. It's not changing anything with the transaction speeds and throughput, right? It's not changing any of that. The only thing it's changing is the consensus layer from proof of work to proof of stake. It's just going to be more energy efficient. It's going to be, just the basic stuff. So it's not really going to be a competitor to Pulse Chain, in my opinion. Ethereum's always going to be Ethereum. No matter the way you shake it, right? It's going to be Ethereum. It's probably going to be number one for a long time, because all the competitors coming up, right? Like Solana, you got Cardano. They're just either still in beta like Solana, and they're just have issues and work it out. Like, don't get me wrong, Solana's a good chain, right? It's fast. They got a good ecosystem. They got a pretty strong community. They got a lot of money behind them. But they're just a move fast, break things kind of style, which is okay, right, if you want to make it to market. But along the way, you lose a lot of the investors' trust when you have that kind of approach to launching software, in my opinion. And then you got Cardano, right? You got Cardano. It's it's racing in the snail race, and it's just very slow and steady with its approach. So I don't know, man. There's not many competitors. There's not that much adoption on AVAX or Phantom yet. In my opinion, I really do. I like the Phantom chain, but it's just it's kind of died down quite a bit. The last bull run, Phantom was a pretty popular chain, a pretty active chain. Then you had all that FUD with I can't remember his name, but it was one of the lead guys. He left, and then it caused fun. I think it came back, actually. I think it came back. So it's going to be interesting to see if these chains can stand the test of time. And also, you got Polkadot, right? Polkadot is, it's got a lot of hopium and hype around it, but they haven't really started release. I mean, they haven't really, you know, plowed through yet, right? They've done their parachain auctions. They've got a pretty decent ecosystem with people building on it. But they haven't really punched through and had their time to shine yet, right? They haven't really been able to show people what it's capable of doing. And I think Polkadot could really be a huge contender in this next bull run. Because if you just look at the dev team behind it, Gavin Wood, he's the one that wrote basically the Ethereum virtual machine. Like he's a very smart, intelligent guy, and their goal is essentially interoperability around the whole blockchain, right? So, and that's something we desperately need. Because you got all these middle bridges, and you got these bridges hacks, and you just got a lot of moving parts that could essentially be fixed if a protocol or a layer one actually builds out the correct way and allows interoperability between different blockchains without having to bridge assets. So it's kind of interesting. I've been taking this time to kind of just like zoom out and take in everything going around in crypto as a whole, outside of the Hex and Pulse Chain ecosystem. And there's a lot, man. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of opportunity to invest. There's a lot of things that are coming up. There's a lot of strong communities that are still grinding and still building throughout this bear market. And in hindsight, guys, we're halfway through the damn bear market, right? I mean, we've been in this bear market for almost a year now, or since the top. Right? So in November, it'll be a year since the top of the market. So, now's the time to be dollar cost averaging. Could it go lower? Of course it could. But could it go higher and not go back lower, or to the levels we're at now? Of course it could, right? You never know. That's why DCA is such a beautiful tool to understand and utilize, right? Mobius, what's good, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. I can always count on Mobius and Dougie to be here no matter what. So, respect to you guys. Thank you for all the support that you guys give me. So go to Dougie, what's up, man? I like Chia blockchain. Yeah, I was looking at Chia in the last bull market. It had some pretty decent hype around it. It's kind of just like fizzled out. I haven't really looked into it much, so I can't really speak on it. But it is something I've seen, and I have looked in the past. And it's definitely on my watch list. Now during these times. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys, I had to get some nose spray. Them nose is clogged up. But what I was saying, now is the time, right, to this is what I'm doing, right, is when the markets are sideways, when there's not much going on, now's the time to dig into stuff and, like, creating that watch list, right? You want to, wipe the slate clean from the last bull market, because in bull markets, it can get, the numbers can get wild, right? Companies can be way overvalued, and it's just ridiculous, right? So after a bull market, what I like to do is just wipe the watch list clean. Wipe it clean, because like I said, stuff can get way overvalued, stuff can just get ridiculous, like the gaming sector did in this last bull run. Some of those games were just worth billions of fucking dollars, and they didn't even have a product out, right? So it gets, the hype and stuff gets insane. But yeah, what I do is I like to wipe the watch list clean and then just start over from scratch. I'll have my core assets that of course is going to have on there, like Hex, and then I'll have like the top. I'll have a few out of the top 20, and then I'll get a little bit degen, right? I'll start looking into other stuff and creating my watch list off of stuff that catches my interest and stuff like that. So that's currently what I'm doing now, along with DCA, and it's been a little rough DCing these past little while because of the Vegas trip. Kind of took out of my DCA strategy quite a bit. So now I'm just back home, back in the hustle, and just trying to make as much as I can to get prepared. Right, that's what we got to do. So hopefully it'll all work out, and I'm sure it will. Right, if we just keep our minds straight, keep our eyes on what the goal is, and be patient. It'll all come back around. It'll all come back around. So, but yeah, man, I just wanted to come on here and just chat. Like I said, I haven't really had the opportunity to do a personal live stream in a bit. I did one over the weekend, but it was, just wasn't. It wasn't one of these where I'm driving around and talking to you guys. So I want to start back doing these again because I got some pretty good feedback. And dude, over the Vegas trip, I'm not gonna lie, man, I gained, I think, 83 subscribers in a week, which is fucking insane. Granted, it was from the giveaways and the, NFT auctions for PulseBot and stuff like that, but still, right? It's good engagement. It's good engagement, and that's what kind of keeps me grinding and keeps me wanting to put out more. Is seeing that people like it. When you do this content, you don't really get a good reaction or good response from people. It's kind of hard to keep pushing, I guess that's one of the flaws I have. I feed off of motivation, and it's probably something I should probably work on. But yeah, man, that's really all I got. Just like I said, if you guys got anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. What do y'all think? Where do you think the market's looking like? Do you think the bottom's in? I think the bottom is in for Hex. I will admit. I think the bottom has hit for Hex. Because if you look at that chart, man, every time you look at the chart, after it drops below a certain level, the wicks are just massive. After that, about 3.5 cents, the wicks are massive when it drops below that number. Every time it drops below that number, it just gets bought right back up, and for good reason, right? For good reason. I was watching Trayvon's stream, I think it was yesterday, and he was looking through all when big stakes come out and stuff like that. And after after this year and next year, it gets pretty widespread, right? There's no cluster of big stakes coming out, and that's very bullish, man. That's very bullish because there's been a lot of Hex locked up over this past year, with all the sacrifices, and then with all the like Maxi and what they're doing with all these rolling stakes and 555 and whatever else they got going on. So it's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get interesting because Hex is leaving the market, fairly quickly. So and it's just common sense, right? If the demand is higher than supply, you get a supply crunch. You get price appreciation, especially with a coin with limited liquidity, right? When you mix all those together, it's just a recipe for fundamentals. So, but I'm getting my bags packed, man. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for. It's like Richard Hart said at PulseCon, man. People got to stop thinking about the bear market, right? You need to start thinking about the next bull run. You got to position yourself for the next bull run. It's very, very important. Because you can get caught up in the daily grind of this bear market, wondering when the bottom is and when this and when that. Don't worry about when the bottom is. Worry about when the next top is, right? You want to position yourself for that next top. You want to position yourself when you see shit getting overheated. You want to pull your profits. You don't want to get, you don't want to fucking ride that bitch back to the bottom, right? You want to position yourself right, and you want to position yourself good so you can pull out and take care of you, your family, or whatever obligations that you got. You don't want to see all that that wealth on paper and then it's immediately gone because we were greedy. We got greedy. We thought it was gonna go up forever, and it fucking fell. So that's something a lot of people, including myself, need to understand and get better at is pulling out profits and knowing when to sell and knowing when to hold. Right. So I mean that's something everybody can work on, right? And nobody's perfect at it. Nobody is a genius, right? Nobody knows exactly when the right time is to sell. Nobody knows when the exact right time is to buy. But if you're in about 20 or 30% from the bottom or the top, I think you're doing pretty good, in my opinion, right? I think you're doing a pretty good job if you're within like 20 or 30% of the bottom or the low, so or the top or the low. So, and that's another thing. That's another thing I've been working on in the bear market now is learning about charts a little bit more, right? I was never really big into TA, never really big into, and I'm still not, right? But I'm trying to understand them so I have at least a decent understanding of market cycles, market moves, and stuff like that. And once you finally understand that all a chart is human emotion, and all it is people just buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. You get a good idea of what to expect, right? Because even with like event, people front run a lot of stuff. People move in tandem with each other. Sentiment is a huge, huge, huge driving force in the market. Because, like I said, all a chart is human emotion. It's somebody pressing the buy button and somebody pressing the sell button. And once you get that decent understanding of that, it kind of you don't get it. It's like, oh, I can read any chart. No, but you have a better idea of what could happen, right? Of what could happen. Mobius says, I want to get more Texan and Hex, but was out of work for almost a month. Oh, I didn't know that, man. Oh, that's right. You got sick. That's right. You got sick. Well, I hope you're healing up, man. Because I know, if I remember correctly, I think you said you got COVID. It fucked you up pretty good. So I know that's rough. I've been around a few people that got it, including myself. And this shit just ain't fun, man. This shit is not fun at all. So hope you're getting better. Hope you're back at it full force. Because now's the time we need to be making that money and setting ourselves up for the next cycle. How's the audio, by the way? I know it's probably wrecked, and I apologize because I don't have my microphone with me today. So let me know how the audio is if you don't mind. Let me know if it's bearable at least, if you can hear me decent. Because the one thing that I hate is a video with fucking wrecked ass audio. So. But if y'all can hear me and you can bear to stand it, then that's all good. That's all I care about. Dougie says, hold on, guys. I'm trying to get off the exit here. Will ForcePot have staking option on their site? Have a staking option? Yeah, whenever, I'm pretty sure at least. Um, whenever ForcePot goes live, from what I've heard, the staking shit's already built, ready to go. So whenever they launch or whatever, the staking there should be a staking dApp on the front end of the platform that you will be able to connect to and stake your tokens. So as far as I know, right, that should be the case. Good for the most part, in and out. Yeah, it's crazy, man. After you've had COVID, um, shit's just different. Like, I swear to God, man, um, ever since that I've had COVID, my nose has been fucked up. And it just hasn't been right. It's been terrible. I've had to use nose spray. I've just been weaker and stuff like that. So, hey guys, if you give me a second, I gotta call this customer. I'm about to go. I'm on my way to their house to do a job. If y'all just bear with me for just a second, I'll be right back. Just give me a minute, all right? Right back. Sorry about that, guys. I had to make a call real quick and let them know I was on the way. But thank you guys for holding on. You need to stake to earn the rewards for holding, right? Yep. So he changed it to give a little bit more incentive to the stakers. And I think it's a little bit better that way as well. So you stake, and you'll earn rewards then for the entirety of your stake, right? And there's 100 days, and after there's 100 days, you don't have to unstake it. You can just leave it in there, right? You can let it roll over. There's no penalties for leaving it in there, so you'll be fine. So good deal. Let's see. Oh, you probably meant about my audio. My audio is probably terrible, man. I apologize. Like I said, I don't have my microphone with me today, so I need to get that back. I need to get a better mobile mic, because those earpieces that I use really suck. They really suck. So, and they're not wireless either. I have to leave it plugged in. So, I need to get me a good little portable mic. I used to have one. I don't know where it is, because when I first started my YouTube channel, I did it all from my phone. I did everything from my phone. I did the editing from my phone, just recording from my phone, and everything. So I have a decent mic somewhere. I just gotta find it. But hope everybody is trying to have a good week, man. My first week back from Vegas, so I'm struggling a bit, to be quite honest. But nevertheless, we'll get through it. And the one thing that keeps me going, man, throughout these, bear market times and hard times and stuff like that, is just thinking about the future, right? Thinking about when Pulse Chain does launch, thinking about, how I'm going to execute it, just preparing my game plan and stuff like that. It's fun. You can overthink it though, right? You can get to the point where you're just like stressing and fucking just addicted to Pulse Chain and stuff. But when you do that, man, time slows down quite substantially. I've noticed. So, just good to find stuff to pass the time, whether it be work, whether it be doing YouTube, whether it be just getting involved with communities and telegrams and stuff like that. There's multiple different avenues to pass time in crypto, right? And just like this PulseCon, it's an awesome experience. Just super fast paced, a little too fast paced for my for my style. I used to be kind of like that, like always wanting to do stuff and always, partying and all that. I can't do it anymore. I'm still young, but I just don't enjoy it as much as I used to. And a big part of that's probably because of my past. I'm a recovering addict and stuff like that. So it's really easy for me to get carried away in situations that are, very right to get carried away in. So I did enjoy it though. It's one of the best trips I've ever had, to be quite honest. Meeting the people I've met, just building relationships with people I've built relationships with, meeting people that have, helped me start out with my YouTube journey. It's just so cool, man. It's just so cool to be able to do that and just chill with people, and actually, put faces with names. Just cultivate those relationships that you can utilize in the future, man. We're going to be in this ecosystem for, quite some time, in my opinion, if not forever. And so it's always good to create that strong network of people you can always go to if something, was to go wrong, or you need somebody to be on or anything like that. So it's nice, man. But if y'all don't have anything, chat's being pretty quiet this morning, which is understandable. It's still, it's still pretty early. So if y'all don't have anything you want to discuss, I'm probably going to wrap it on up. I'm about to be at my next job here in a few minutes anyway. But I appreciate everybody coming, man. I appreciate everybody's support. It's been incredible, like I said. This past couple of weeks, the growth of the channel has been incredible. I think I'm only like 110 people away from 1,000 subscribers, which is a huge milestone for me. Something I've been working towards for almost a year. And I look around me and I see all these other people coming up fast and, smashing through 1,000 and stuff like that. But, they really do deserve it, right? They're putting in the hard fucking work. They're putting in the time. Their content is fucking incredible. And me, I just come on here and just chit chat and do my thing, right? I'm not really providing that much info, but I kind of use it as an outlet just to come on and discuss, my thoughts and, whatever you guys want to touch on. So, I got that slow organic growth going on, right? So I don't mind it too much. I am ready to get to 1,000 so I can start creating like channel members members content and stuff like that. Cause then I'll start doing a little bit of extra stuff and some like what do you call it? I don't know what you call it. Like, just member content and stuff like that, like priority content and stuff. So looking forward to doing that, guys. But I'm about to hop off here. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. And like I said, I will start doing more of these more consistently. I'm going to try to get me a good little driving setup here, get me a good little microphone. So it'll be easier to sit through, right? But for everybody that's hung in, I appreciate it. Hope everybody has a good rest of their Tuesday. And we will see you later. Look out for a stream this evening. I might be doing a stream this evening, so tune in there. We might be doing some fun stuff over there tonight. So tune in, and I will see you guys in the next one. Y'all have a good one.